So, look, I thought another good practice. We had a few guys that were didn't finish practice today. Colin Saunders with an illness, Shaq Davis and Keith Kirkwood, just a little heat related. Trevor Penning missed today with a foot injury. It's day to day. I expect he'll be out here tomorrow and the next day, but we'll see where he's at tomorrow. But overall, I think still pretty good health. Guys are competing out there. I thought it was a spirited practice today, so thought it was a step forward from yesterday. Tomorrow will be much the same, a little bit longer practice tomorrow. Put on some shells, but we're still not in pads yet, so that's where we're at.
Yeah, is Trevor's foot
It's not related to the previous surgery, really minor. Probably more of a precaution to keep him out today.
Dennis, with the heat-related stuff, how closely would you say you guys are, because I'm sure the players aren't necessarily complaining a lot, how closely you guys have to watch sort of every guy?
Yeah, we're paying attention to it. I mean, it's not a joke. It's a serious deal, and we'll monitor that throughout the training camp, and there'll be some times that we'll have to get him in here out of the heat a little bit, but I didn't think for the first couple of days, I didn't think that was appropriate, so we'll monitor that and adjust as we go.
Is that one of those things where you sort of have to tell the players, look, you've got to tell us when you're having trouble?
Well, yeah, that's part of what the whole, we have a whole presentation at the beginning of training camp, and a lot of it's talking about heat-related illnesses, and it's really about all of us staying vigilant, coaches, trainers, players, personnel guys. We're all paying attention to what's going on out there. There's some signs that you look for, and so, we've kind of instructed everybody, if you see somebody that's demonstrating any of those signs, make sure you get it reported to the training staff, and then we'll take the appropriate action.
Yeah, I know you said there were pluses and minuses to seeing turnovers in practice, the plus being the defense getting it, the minus being you don't want to see the offense turn over, but are you pleased with seeing the habits being formed with the forcing turnover?
Yeah, look, it starts in practice. We call them defensively, we call them takeaways because nobody gives us the ball. We got to go out and take it away. The ball's the most important thing on the field, so we focus a lot on it. It's good to see our guys taking the coaching from the meeting room out to the field.
Dennis, you talked a little bit about James Winston, his development in OTAs.
Yeah, look, I like the spot where Jameis is in. Jameis has embraced his role. He's doing everything he can to help Derek out, as well as working his tail off to improve himself. And so I like his mindset as we, went through all of OTAs, minicamp. We start this training camp. I like his mindset and where he's at, and he's continuing to work.
Dennis, Derek said yesterday that you and Mickey both told him when y'all were trying to get him to come here, we want you to come here and be you. Given the fact that outsiders might unfairly compare anybody to Drew, how important was it to y'all to convey that message that you're
yeah,
what
look,
we
I think it was an important part of the process. Really, as with any player, everybody's their own individual, and I know on the outside everybody likes to look for comparisons and what's this player like compared to, but at the end of the day, all of us are individuals, and we gotta operate the way that we operate, and so I think that's important for all our guys. Derek no different than anybody else.
How would you describe this leadership style?
Probably a little bit more, by action, but yet I don't think he's afraid to call somebody out if necessary. So we had that happen in OTAs. We had a receiver that didn't know what he was doing. He got him out and got somebody else in there. So I think he's in full control of what we're doing offensively, and he's done a great job with his leadership. The number one thing about leadership is, your actions speak so loudly, I can't hear what you say, right? And so that's the best form of leadership, is go out here and do things right every time.
Is it especially pertinent for him coming into a new team? I mean, you think of quarterbacks often as leaders, people like he looks up to, so they're kind of especially important coming into a new team.
I haven't seen a lot of great leaders that weren't really good players in some form or fashion. You know what I mean? So I think that's where it starts. And so coming in every day with a mindset to go to work, doing things right in the meeting room, doing things right in the weight room, taking care of your body, practicing the right way. You know, those are all the things that's the number one aspect to leadership is you got to be willing to do the things that you're wanting to ask other people to do.
Yeah, so I know I'm going way overreading into one day of practice, but Peyton Turner getting to rotate in with the ones, is that a signal of something he's earned this offseason?
Yeah, look, I think it's a combination of something that he's earned, and we're looking to see who's going to be that guy that's going to line up on the other side of Cam Jordan. You know, and somebody's got to not be given that role. Somebody's got to take that role. And look, he's earned the right to get those reps, and now it's what do you do with it?
Where does Kirk Harris stand right now, position-wise? He works exclusively.
He's a running back. Yeah, he's playing the running back position.
Does that have anything to do with potential suspension with?
No.
Steve, when it comes to creating turnovers, obviously opportunity is a huge part, but how much of that is mentality versus technique? How much is like the combination? Like what's the balance there?
Yeah. Well, look, I think it has to start with the mentality, because if you don't have the right mentality and you're not searching the ball out on every single play, then they're not going to come. It happens when there's a conscious effort on everybody's part to attack the ball. That starts with us as a coaching staff, coaching it, preaching it, demanding it, and then having our guys execute it in practice, and then those things will happen in the game. But it's a habit that's created. You know, again, they don't give them to us. We got to go out and take them.
Is that something you think Andrew Dowell's like really good at? He's something he just always.
Yeah, he does a really good job of that. You know, and it's not just, there's a technique that's involved in that, and I think he's done a pretty good job of. I think we've done a better job of coaching that technique, and I think our players are you know, taking to that and executing it.
During the running period at the end of practice, we saw Cesar Ruiz and Brian Brzee on the bikes. Is that ramp up related, heat related?
Well, it's a little more ramp up related.
Dennis, when you look at where Rashid Shaheed's at, how you like his development as a receiver? It seems like he's not just a returner, obviously.
No, he's a receiver. And man, I just, you know, from the time that we got him last year and he got healthy enough to kind of go through practice, and started seeing some signs, and each day I've seen him, you know, continue to get better. I think he's getting, you know, he's always had great speed, and he's always had the ability to transition at the top of the route, but I think you're seeing some technique things here where he's kind of understanding how to run a route and how to get himself open. And yet, look, at the end of the day, you know this, it's about being at the right spot for the quarterback when the quarterback expects him to be there.
Dennis, with the wind sprints at the end, did you
How'd I do?
purposely, I thought you did great.
Yeah,
did
me
you
too.
purposely line up near the lineman? Did you find yourself near that end on
I
purpose?
plead the fifth on that one. Plead the fifth. All good? Okay, thanks guys.
Thanks, Ian.